space journey began. And on Bullock we transported components, on bicycles also. So this was how our initial space program was. Our journey began like this. So it was modest beginning. On the bicycle is actually Dr. Kalam sir even there. So the first rocket components of India or ISRO, that is even the first rocket, here you can see nozzle or the top portion it is. It was so light and small that it was transported on a bicycle to the Thumba's launching station. It is called TERLS, T-E-R-L-S, in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. So this is how we began our space journey. Aryabhatta, named after our ancient Indian mathematician. So Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, these were our ancient mathematicians who discovered stuff like zero and also pi, value of pi to the highest accuracy. So many inventions and discoveries were made in India. Actually, they were not told or documented. Some documents were lost also, like you must have heard about Nalanda University, how it was ransacked and destroyed. So many of our documentation was lost actually. It is not that we were not good in documentation, but the sad story or sad part is that the Western world did not come to know about it. Therefore, we say most of the inventions and discoveries, they were done in the Roman or Greeks or Egyptian, that period. But no, maximum were done in India. And even today, if we go back to those times, and in the new education policy also, we are teaching now the old inventions and discoveries and contributions of our own, very own scientists, mathematicians, even for that matter, yoga and Ayurveda and biology and surgery, Sushruta, and such contribution, which is actually not known to the Western world, but sadly, even in India, we don't know much because we do not teach or we do not have the material, enough material also. So coming back to this, the first man-made satellite by ISRO was called Aryabhatta, and Rohini, a rocket, and also satellite, this one. So from Thumba, or a small launching station in Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, or Thumba is in Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram, to today's scenario is that this is Sriharikota, that is on the Bay of Bengal side. So this is located near equator, magnetic equator. Therefore, we have, some of the scientists that I know, that is late Dr. Chitnis sir, Padma Shri Dr. Pramod Kale sir, late Dr. Vasantrao Gowarikar sir. This team of scientists, first, second generation scientists who worked in ISRO, they were responsible for deciding upon this location, and today it stands tall. We have so many launch pads now, we are augmenting or expanding also at Sriharikota. And we are not only doing our Indian own missions, but also foreign satellites are also sent from here. PSLV, GSLV, these rockets, they are putting up the satellites in space for foreign countries like also UAE, Denmark, Singapore. So 104 satellites we had sent a few years ago. You must have heard of the record in the very first attempt. Not only our Indian satellites, but there was a constellation of satellites, American private satellites, then Canadian, Singapore, UAE, like that. So 104 satellites in one go. Sending that, it is not a joke. Even to send one satellite, it is risky and it is also very challenging. So we did that record also in 2015 or something. So India has done many missions successfully. Initially, we started with INSAT program and Indian satellite television. This was used for television and for then for later on remote sensing, and then the satellites small satellites that we sent. But today we have sent very important missions to, so far we have sent many missions into space. ISRO's past chairman, Dr. Radhakrishnan sir, he was the recipient of IET's distinguished and honorary fellow. That time I had met him. These scientists and space leaders, they have inspired me. And this was the Moon Impact Probe, Chandrayaan-1 or C-1 we call it. This was the game changer. So ISRO's many missions in the past were important, but this one was the most important. And Chandrayaan-1, what it did was, it was a Moon Impact Probe. So the Moon Impact Probe went and hit on Moon. It was successful, and its intention was to do an impact, Moon Impact Probe, MIP. So it hit on the surface of Moon, and then some, mud or soil. Here on Earth we call it mud, but there it is, we call it regolith, or the soil of Moon, that is lunar soil. It erupted because the Moon Impact Probe made an impact. So some particles were put in the air, like आपण म्हणतो एक दगड फेकला किंवा खडे पडल्यावर थोडे उडतात, तसं झालं. And then water droplets, that is H2O, was discovered by Chandrayaan. So the credit of discovery of water on Moon, it goes to ISRO. It goes to ISRO, that is Moon Impact Probe. And also, of course, joint discovery with NASA, we share it, LRO. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter also discovered water at the same time. Rather, they did the documentation and it was known to the world first, but it was joint discovery. So the credit goes to ISRO, their scientific leaders or chairman ISRO, and the scientists and engineers, the entire team working in ISRO. So this is again Dr. Kiran Kumar sir, who was the chairman of ISRO during Chandrayaan-1.
Life is full of uncertainties. Nature strikes without warning. Chaos unfolds in an instant. In these crucial moments, New India Assurance moves fast with empathy, action and protection.
हमने अभी तक 5 टोटल जो विक्टिम्स हैं उनको हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया हुआ है.
From cyclones to floods, our commitment is unwavering. Lakhs of claims settle swiftly, bringing immediate relief. Across every hour, in every corner, New India Assurance moves swiftly to act. Where disaster struck, relief followed. Lakhs of claims settled on the spot, be it furious cyclones or deadly landslides. In catastrophe, our actions speak in numbers. Whether at home or overseas, our promise stands tall. Our strength lies in our ability to adapt, protect, and rebuild lives. Our digital initiative brings your records to the ground, so claims happen not after, but right then and there. Our reach spans continents and coasts, from Tokyo to Kanyakumari, because protection knows no borders, no nationality, only humanity. We don't just insure, we empower. From urban innovation to rural resilience, New India Assurance is always there, acting with speed, caring with empathy. Beyond just protection, we care by supporting health, empowering women, uplifting villages and preserving nature. These CSR efforts truly reflect New India Assurance's commitment to values beyond business. As we strengthen our infrastructure and extend support to even the most remote communities. With future-ready products and digital solutions, we redefine protection for every Indian. Our dedication has been recognized globally. Our reach spans from Mumbai to Japan, and we secure India's confidence worldwide. 107 years strong and still as young as the India we serve. With smarter systems, seamless access, and fast claims, we are building the new India. Day and night, in storms or stillness, across the nation and overseas, the sun never sets on New India Assurance.
न्यू इंडिया एश्योरेंस में हम हर वो कदम उठाते हैं जिससे आपके सपने सच हो सके।
And also, it was during his period that Mangalyaan was designed. You must have seen the movie Mission Mangal. So MOM or Mars Orbiter Mission, it was carried out in the maiden or first attempt. It was very challenging because in the movie what they've shown is cinematic liberty and all, but it was far more and many times more challenging than what is shown in the film. So it was ISRO's first attempt to go to the neighboring planet. Though Venus is very close, Mars has more potential in terms of having life. In the past, it must have hosted life. And in the future also we can do a Mars colony. Because Venus is quite poisonous in the sense and surrounded by sulfuric acid and there are acid rains, so it is risky. So we decided to go to a neighboring planet, or it was interplanetary first mission and we got success in that. And today we have actually reported this kind of setup. So this was Chandrayaan 2 mission. So here we decided to land Vikram lander. But it was a failure, and I won't say 100% failure because the orbiter was put into the lunar orbit successfully. Chandrayaan 2 mission, partially it succeeded. And when the Vikram lander was supposed to land softly on the south pole, that is lunar south pole, that time somewhere it toppled, only this much small distance was remaining, and then instead of 4 legs, it landed on 3 legs and then it toppled. So we call it failure, but it is called a successful failure because the next one, and that time Dr. Sivan was the chairman of ISRO. Then came Dr. S. Somnath sir. I had the honor of meeting him a few times. So this particular scientific leader, chairman ISRO during Chandrayaan 3, he said we will not give or keep any room for failure. So Chandrayaan 2, the same mission was set up. Orbiter was already into place, but Chandrayaan 3 was a updated or upgraded version of Chandrayaan 2. So Chandrayaan 3 happened during his tenure, and this was how it looked like. That on the top you can see Vikram lander. So there was hardware, there is software, there is computer, programming, AI, everything, and they did lots of tests so that we will not fail there. On Earth we do lot of testing so that on Moon it should not fail. But it is very challenging because Earth's gravity is high. Moon's gravity is 1/6. So all those challenges were there, but still we succeeded. And this is how it looked like. So this is the success story. 4-legged Vikram lander, and inside that was Pragyan rover. So after soft landing, we demonstrated successful soft landing of Vikram lander. So it was scientific and technological demonstration to the entire world, for ourselves first, and then to the world. Then after that, after few minutes, Pragyan rover rolled out, and then the solar panels opened, and then they both started doing their research. That is, rover was roaming around a few meters away from Vikram lander, and it has sensors and transducers or small electronic components. So it is like it will smell the soil, something like that. So there were many inventions and discoveries that took place. They wanted to study about lunar quakes, like earthquakes. There are on Moon also there are lunar quakes. Then there are, like, of course, volcano and such eruptions are not happening, but the Moon morphology or the topology, it is unique. So, Moon, why study Moon? Moon is a natural satellite. They say that it is a part of Earth that was sucked out and then it started revolving around Earth, so on and so forth. So, all this is related to science, pure science and technology. So doing experiment there is very important. Sitting here, even I observe moon almost every day. And I have researchers, I have scientists, friends, collaborators, colleagues, lunar scientists, planetary scientists. But it is not enough. Sitting here, you can observe 384,000 kilometers. This is the distance, Earth and Moon distance. But going there, sending probes there, we can understand Moon much better. And therefore, we are sending such probes, that is unmanned mission. But almost 60 years ago, 55, 56 years ago, rather 56 or 57 years ago, Apollo missions happened, and Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, they were the first ones to go to moon. Then many Apollo missions happened, and then it came to a stop, and now again we are going back to moon. That is manned missions. We are sending astronauts next year again to moon. It was supposed to be next month, but now it has come to a standstill because of some problems, major problems. So NASA Artemis mission is happening very soon. It will happen. So why study moon? Because in case scientists say that we'll understand, first of all, we'll understand Earth better, we understand moon, because moon is our neighbor, it is our own natural satellite. We'll come to know the origin of moon. And also, in times of Mahapralay, you must have heard, in the future, something like this may happen, some catastrophe and massive floods or anything may happen on Earth also, and if an asteroid hits on Earth, just like dinosaurs, millions of years ago, dinosaurs perished. Likewise, humankind or mankind may also finish or perish within no time. So we have to make another home, that is second home, moon, or like Elon Musk says, Mars, that is potentially habitable. So this is the, futuristic mission. So this is how lunar mission happened. Landing put India on the forefront. Now we are the leaders in space technology, because the entire world, that is including the space agencies like NASA, Russian, Roscosmos, Japan, China, they are all looking up to India because we have become the space leaders now. And now the present chairman of ISRO is Dr. V. Narayanan, sir. And what we are going to do is, we have already done NAVIC, that is GPS is there, that NAVIC, that is for navigation, Indian system, indigenous. And then you must have heard about last year what happened, Operation Sindoor. So how does space come into picture? You may ask this question. So it was the Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, all the armed forces together, and DRDO, Defense R&D Organization, who were more involved in it than any other agency. We need pilots, we need soldiers, right? So we need trained, expert pilots especially to fly our own Indian Air Force airplanes, and we are crossing the border and going in the Pakistan skies. So there the pilots play an important role, and it is the Indian Air Force involved. And then, of course, defense, that is DRDO is a defense R&D organization which is involved in making, they are engaged in making missiles and many high technology weapons. Of course, in Pune itself, that is Dehu Road, there is armament division, wherein we make maybe the tanks and indigenous things we are not doing. Indigenous as in Rangada, but we import some, or we have our own, we have made our indigenous, semi-indigenous also, but the bombs, explosives are our very own. So all this is done by the Defense R&D organization, and especially missiles. So target it to China or to Pakistan, that is our enemies. So we are going to attack and do mass destruction. So missile and rocket, there is no much difference. They use the physics, same principles, but space is for peaceful purpose. The rocket that we send, at the top there is satellite or the Vikram lander, depending on what the mission is, the service or its application is different. It is for peaceful purpose, the space missions or ISRO. Whereas DRDO, we are not doing everything for just for destruction. We never start a war. Like here also, we did not start the war, or the attacks were done in Kashmir, the tourists, Pahalgam, you must have heard of that. So then it was a retaliation, a reply to them, to what they have done to us. Therefore, we did Operation Sindoor, and what ISRO was doing was, it deployed its satellites there, the military purpose satellites, and they were giving us the real-time picture, what activity is happening in one particular building. For example, they are training terrorists, so we blasted that, we destroyed that infrastructure. There is a training camp, we destroyed it. They are making weapons, or they are creating either terrorists or the weapons. So we destroyed such buildings and infrastructure. We do not harm the children and ladies and the innocent people or common man, civilians. We do not harm them. This attack that we did, missiles and especially drones, and also anti-defense. If they were sending missiles, we were eliminating them or annihilating them in space, in the sky itself. And we were giving reply to that. And also the drones that we were sending, they were small like instead of one big missile. Small drones, they were put there and with the explosive loaded with warheads. So they did the mass destruction there. But we did not destroy the entire Pakistan. And we did not even send nuclear weapons. If we do that kind of attack, that radiation will spread, and because it is our neighbor, it will affect our Indian borders and especially the Kashmir and all other territories, Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat. So we have common borders, so we cannot do that. But what we did was an integrated effort of DRDO, Indian Armed Forces, that is Army, Navy, Air Force, and also, most importantly, ISRO. But like Chairman ISRO said, we did not do destructive work initially. They started it, we finished it. Right? Next. So this is now very important. NASA's and ISRO's collaborated NISAR mission. And in the future, we'll have Gaganyaan, that is human or man mission. And these are our astronauts already selected, 4 Indian Air Force pilots. They are all good captains. And at the first you can see Shubhanshu Shukla, who was selected for the Shuks. He was selected for Axiom mission. That is NASA and ISRO's joint mission it was. So he is already a celebrity now, because he is invited to many places to talk about his experience. So all these 4, out of 4, of course 3 will go in the Gaganyaan mission. Gaganyaan 1 is unmanned, and then Gaganyaan 2 will be manned mission, wherein 3 pilots will or astronauts will go to space. So we are inspired and supported by Padma Shri Dr. Pramod Kale sir, the first generation space scientist. His guru or mentor was Dr. Sarabhai, and also Dr. Bopordikar sir, who has been my mentor. So I am very privileged that we are continuing this legacy, and a student like Kiran Pawar, he is now in New Zealand in the space mission. And I had the honor of meeting all these 3 astronauts, the real life heroes. Buzz Aldrin in this side is Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins in the middle, and Neil Armstrong, the first man to land on moon. When I had met them all, they were 80 years old. And when they had landed on moon, they were 40 years old. So a few years ago, during the International Space Conference, I met the real life heroes. This is Buzz Aldrin. Of course, I keep meeting Rakesh Sharma sir, cosmonaut Rakesh Sharma sir, first Indian man for the first Indian citizen to go to space. He looks like this now. He keeps inspiring us all the time. And this is my own NASA mission. This side I'm doing work in the simulator. And moon surface, that is moonwalk or microgravity training, underwater rescue operation, space simulation. All this we have done, and after going to NASA 6 times and rather 7 times, because the last one I treated as just an informal visit, but also I had the honor of meeting many scientists there. But I got trained at NASA and went multiple times. Now these students, Leena is in Florida, Rachel is in Georgia. They did an award-winning auto gyro, or it is drone, for flood relief. So socially relevant programs we are doing, and on Doordarshan we were interviewed. I am interviewed many times on television channels. We do stargazing almost in a year 2-3 times. And I had the honor of meeting and working in a small project or concept with Dr. Jayshree sir, my guru, my mentor, Dr. Shankara Gowarikar sir. His guru was Dr. Homi Bhave, and his younger brother was Dr. Vasantrao Gowarikar sir, was space scientist, and his mentor was Dr. Vikram Sarabhai.
Life is full of uncertainties. Nature strikes without warning. Chaos unfolds in an instant. In these crucial moments, New India Assurance moves fast with empathy, action and protection.
हमने अभी तक 5 टोटल जो विक्टिम्स हैं उनको हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया हुआ है.
From cyclones to floods, our commitment is unwavering. Lakhs of claims settle swiftly, bringing immediate relief. Across every hour, in every corner, New India Assurance moves swiftly to act. Where disaster struck, relief followed. Lakhs of claims settled on the spot, be it furious cyclones or deadly landslides. In catastrophe, our actions speak in numbers. Whether at home or overseas, our promise stands tall. Our strength lies in our ability to adapt, protect, and rebuild lives. Our digital initiative brings your records to the ground, so claims happen not after, but right then and there. Our reach spans continents and coasts, from Tokyo to Kanyakumari, because protection knows no borders, no nationality, only humanity. We don't just insure, we empower. From urban innovation to rural resilience, New India Assurance is always there, acting with speed, caring with empathy. Beyond just protection, we care by supporting health, empowering women, uplifting villages and preserving nature. These CSR efforts truly reflect New India Assurance's commitment to values beyond business. As we strengthen our infrastructure and extend support to even the most remote communities. With future-ready products and digital solutions, we redefine protection for every Indian. Our dedication has been recognized globally. Our reach spans from Mumbai to Japan, and we secure India's confidence worldwide. 107 years strong and still as young as the India we serve, With smarter systems, seamless access, and fast claims, we are building the new India. Day and night, in storms or stillness, across the nation and overseas, the sun never sets on New India Assurance.
न्यू इंडिया एश्योरेंस में हम हर वो कदम उठाते हैं जिससे आपके सपने